Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're zoning in on a really interesting piece of gear. It's the Blustream DA11AEN Dante audio analog encoder. So our sources paint this thing as a kind of essential bridge, and our mission here is to figure out how this one small encoder gets all that great legacy analog gear you have, your favorite mixing console, maybe an old amp onto a modern Dante network.
It really is the perfect solution for that. I mean, if you're trying to get away from running those massive snake bits of copper cable and just run audio over the network,
Right.
for years, the big problem wasn't just converting the signal. It was all the bulky external gear you needed to get analog signals onto the network properly. This DA11AEN, it's just a clean, simple answer to a really messy problem.
Okay, so let's get into its core function. How does it simplify things? At its heart, it's an encoder. It takes a two-channel analog signal, which can be balanced or unbalanced,
Yep.
and just turns it into that clean Dante digital stream.
And that analog signal connects through a 6-pin Phoenix connector. Very robust, for permanent installs. But the real magic for the person installing it is how it handles power and data.
Ah, and that's the streamlined part. Because you're already connecting it to a network, it uses power over Ethernet, PoE.
Exactly.
So it just draws the power it needs straight from the network switch. Super clean install. You can use a local 12-volt supply if you have to, but really the whole point is simpler wiring.
And once it has power and it's doing its thing, that digital signal goes out through a single RJ45 jack, standard 100 megabit Dante network.
But here's where the pro part of this really starts to show. It's all about the control.
Right, because lots of things can do a basic A to D conversion.
So what makes this box the one you want in a critical system?
That's the question. I see the specs here point to high sample rates, 44.1, 48, even 96 kilohertz, all at 24-bit. But the feature that seems like the real game changer is that independent input sensitivity control. Why is that range so important? It's everything. It is everything because of the sheer flexibility. I mean, think about it. This one device can take a really hot signal from a professional console, something up around plus 24 dB.
Okay.
All the way down to a consumer-level signal, like the headphone jack from a computer, which is way down at -10 dBV.
So you can plug almost anything into it directly.
Pretty much. You don't need all those extra little boxes in between. No preamps, no level converters. It cuts way down on hardware and potential points of failure.
So that's how you finally get to retire that old rack of conversion gear. It's all just in the box. Now, moving on from the physical side, let's talk network. In pro audio, timing is critical.
Absolutely. And the sources point out that the latency is configurable. You just use the Dante controller software, and you can set the delay to 1, 2, or even 5 milliseconds.
And that's essential for live events, right?
Oh, for sure. For live theater or syncing with video, you need that tight control so everything hits at the exact same time. And this also brings up interoperability.
Right.
It's a Dante device, yes, but it also supports AES-67.
So it speaks more than one language, digitally speaking.
Exactly. It's bilingual. It ensures this little box can play nicely with equipment that might be outside of that core Dante ecosystem.
So when you boil it all down, what does this mean for you, the listener? Well, despite being tiny, it's barely 120 millimeters long, this Blustream encoder really changes how you can integrate older gear. It gives you professional control over level and timing, and it makes the install dead simple with PoE. It's that missing link between your audio past and your digital future.
And, if we step back for a second, the fact that this one tiny box can so easily bridge analog gear and work across two major digital standards, Dante and AES-67, it really hints at where the whole industry is going. It makes you think, what does this push for universal open standards mean for how we're all going to build AV systems in the next 5 or 10 years? That's something to chew on as you start connecting your own dots.